We are back, y'all. We are back. Now, there's been so much news circulating around the Real Housewives of Potomac, but from a marriage and therapist perspective, we gotta focus on some of these marriages. In particular, I want to talk about Mia Thornton, her messy husband, the pettiness, and a lot of trauma surrounding their relationship. So girl, let's do this. Here, make sure y'all like, subscribe, do the do's to help this channel out to grow. Hit that algorithm. Now, this season of Potomac has been boring. We all know that already, okay? We know that it ain't working, but this season, the last episode was like, oh, there was potential. There was potential. But of course, the girls didn't get along. They couldn't get along to even give us a real show. But Deborah had to come on here and light the fire. Now, when we got to the last probably 15 minutes of this last episode, the finale, watching Mia Thornton and her husband, the therapist in me, ooh, I want more. I was just eating it up because you saw the dynamics of a relationship that was falling apart and that did not have a solid foundation really play out, okay? A lot of y'all, this is y'all marriage, this is y'all relationship, but nobody wants to talk about those things because it's easier to point fingers, live in denial, live in delulu. When you might be sleeping next to a Mia, you might be sleeping next to a Thorn. And the worst thing about this relationship is that there's so much trauma on both ends and pettiness, okay? When you have a relationship built off, what is that foundation? Let's look at this from this couple. It's built off of lies. It's built off of survival mode. It means of she probably chose him. It's kind of seeming like because of the money, because she was living in survival mode, she needed an out. And Mr. Gorton was her out. And it also seems like there's some triangulation. You have Mia, you have Gorton, and you have Ink, this other person, who sounds like, in her words, was her forever. But maybe because at the time he was not able to provide her with what she needed, the lifestyle, she chose Gorton for the money. And allegedly, wasn't Gorton married too? Okay. So you have all that in that foundation. All of that. All the dirt, cement, and it's all sand. And the things around the marriage, the water, okay, that water rushing up on this sand castle, the noise, all that stuff around your relationship, all that noise is pouring into the foundation. And every so often, you try and pour more sand, and it doesn't really work. And now you have it that allegedly one of her children might not even be Gorton's, but there was never a DNA test. Maury, where you at? Because how is it that there's always been some illusion or something about the son might not be his, but nobody ever did a DNA test? Okay, so you have all that on the foundation of your marriage. So you have trauma, you have lies, you have a third person in that relationship. How is this marriage ever going to be successful when you have so much going against it? And it feels like for a long time, these two people were living a facade. Okay, Mia came onto the scene, was it 2 or 3 seasons ago, trying to have her kids dressed nice. A lot of her scenes felt pre-produced, like she was there to make it seem like she had the perfect marriage for Gorton. But as we see, that was not so. And so now you see how he locked her in a room, which is never wrong, took her phone. It was an open marriage. Was it really open? Because now I don't know what to really believe. But this is what the show really, from an entertainment perspective, really needed, was like this stuff. But people are so focused on icing out these other ladies, icing out Candace, icing out Wendy, that they're not showing their real lives. Marriage nowadays is not really what it used to be. People think of it as a game, opportunity. It's not really about loving and being forever. And you saw how those last 20 minutes, Gorton was like, you know what, F this. I'm tired of the lies. I'm gonna put it all out there, okay? He is petty, okay? And because he was in his feelings, because he does not have the emotional intelligence, I think neither one of them do. Mia has a lot of trauma for her relationship with her mother. Don't know so much about Gorton's history, but we know he does not have a relationship with his family. So you have both these two people from not the best family systems. And their family systems pour into, once again, that foundation. They're pouring into this foundation that's not really working. It's not going to work because they have not dealt with their own issues. Mia has a mother wound. We see her go back and forth with her mother. She's in the picture, she's not. And how her mother wound comes up in her relationship with Jacqueline, because she has not dealt with that hurt, that pain. And I think Gorton is controlling. Somewhere in his life he was not able to have control, and now Mia was his opportunity to have control because he had the money. But once the money was gone, he lost control, and so he was trying to find other ways, calling TMZ, putting her business out there. But you have to think about the foundation of your relationship. What are you investing in? What are you pouring into? How is it starting out? So many people focus on physical looks, chemistry, where you are in your life, where that person is in their life. What about our foundation? What are we building together? Is it solid enough? Because whatever you pour into it at the beginning, that's going to follow you throughout the marriage, throughout children, throughout different chapters, trials and tribulations. That same foundation, if it's filled with weeds, it's never going to work. So we have to look at the foundations of our relationships and our marriages, friendships. What is a foundation? Girlfriend, boyfriend, what is a foundation? Because if you don't have a solid foundation, it will not work. And we saw that in this situation with Mia and Gorton. Now I want you to think about, what is the foundation of my own relationship? Is it solid? Is it a sandcastle? What have I been building on top of all these years? And is it worth me pouring more onto it? And have I been pouring onto it myself? Is there equity there? Because I think in this relationship between these two, there was not a lot of equity. And we saw that time and time again. But these are just my thoughts on the foundation of marriage. Looking at Mia and Gorton's, they have too much outside noise for it to ever work. Mia be lying, Gorton is petty. Ink always been there from the beginning. She's been sleeping with him on and off, it sounds like, and now you got a child involved. But let me know your thoughts, because of course, your girl can get into it. Now make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know about the foundation of marriage. Do you think it's as solid as people really think it is? Because you know, see you next time. Bye.